Hello, welcome to Flower Juice. My name's John McDonald, and today I'm going to make an arrangement using this vase. And really the reason that I want to use this vase is because I was at a friend's house the other day and they had a whole pile of materials that had been cut in the garden that was for going in the bin. And in amongst all the branches and twigs was this really nice branch, and I don't know what tree it actually is, but I just thought this is such a beautiful branch, it just seems a shame for it to go in the bin. So I grabbed it and ran, and now I've got it home, I'm wanting to make an arrangement. So I just think this goes really well with this vase. So this is an arrangement you could make for home rather than a commercial design, but it's something you could do with maybe materials from your garden, things that you've found. So we want to make an arrangement that it's easy to do, but using not necessarily loads of different flowers. So I've got my nice big vase, and what I've done is I've filled that with water, and I've filled it really quite high. So the great thing about a big vase like this is it's going to give us lots of water for the flowers. And like the video that we used the other day, or we did about 4 weeks ago, I'm just going to use this scrunched up wire as our base. Now, we've got lots of options with this twig. It did get trimmed a little bit to make it easier to carry. We could make a line that comes out from the design. This is quite classic, this is quite nice. We could go more vertical. This would actually be quite nice as a wintry sort of design, or the base for a winter design as well. But I quite like the idea of making something a little bit different. So using the stems like this, basically to create something a bit different. So what we can do is we can actually use our material here, our wire, to help support this. So essentially this has been cut to make like a bit of a tripod, but also the fact that it's been caught by the wire is giving it some stability and security as well. Now, if you wanted, you could actually just tape a structure like this onto your vase. That would also work. But I think this is quite interesting, and it's just creating a difference. I quite like the fact that this essentially comes down and touches the base as well, if it will. Yeah, it's going to move around a little bit while we make our design, but straight away we've created something a little bit different by placing this main structure differently. So I do want to give us a little bit of height, so we're going to go a little bit up with this. I've got a couple of little bits left, so we'll keep that and see what happens. Now, material wise, I don't have a huge amount of materials, but one that I do have is this lovely iris. What I like about the iris is it's such a strong element. It gives a real structure into our design. And I also have a couple of nice fatsia leaves as well. So we're just going to pop these in really to create a base for our flowers. The other thing we have to be a little bit wary about is not hiding our branches. It seems a shame to put them in and then to start to lose them by adding lots and lots and lots of material. So what we're essentially doing is creating a bit of a triangle. So this is going to make our arrangement look balanced. Now, I do have a couple of hosta leaves as well that we can just add in. And this is really just our framework then for our flowers. Do you know what? I think I'd rather have one big hosta leaf rather than small ones. But the main flower that I want to use here, I actually go to a class and the teacher provides all the flowers, and she had this. Now, there was a lot of debate as to what this was. I think it's Gypsohilia. It's slightly different from the one we normally see, but I'm pretty sure it's Gypsohilia. It has the same stem, the same type of leaves. So what I'm going to do is treat it exactly the same way. So cleaning off any foliage that's going to be in the water. Because the foliage is going to be the thing that creates a problem. It's going to be the element that will damage the water, that will create the arrangement turning over or failing, basically. So rather than splitting this down into the individual stems, I'm just going to use it in 2 bunches. What I would like to get is like a massed effect. So to do it stem by stem, yeah, you'll get there, but actually creating your placement and then just doing it as a bunch just saves a lot of bother. Now, this is looking a little bit tired in the sense that it was very, very hot here yesterday, and it got a little bit cooked in the car, but now it's had a good drink and it gives you the idea. So what we've done is we've created a mass of colour, but we've actually used a material that in itself is quite light. So that really is interesting because it kind of plays with our mind. So we've got a contrast between a heavy leaf and the lightness of this material, but then this light material is masked colour-wise. And we've got our strong foundation with our structure of our leaves and our twigs. So what I need to do now is just have a little look and see what we need. So I'd like to give it a little bit more depth, and we can do that by bringing in another little bit of the iris. So having it at the back and also slightly forward gives depth. And my 2 main kind of flowers then are going to be these arabicum or ornathagolum arabicum. I love these. They're really, really interesting. They're really structural, sculptural, and also long-lasting. So I think what we'll do is we're going to, you can place these in different ways to get different effects, but what I really like actually with this is we've got this strong line of this branch, and then we're echoing that line with our 2 main flowers. So we've got some strong elements, but keeping it quite simple, it really works well. And again, these lines are a contrast to these massed areas of colour and leaf. Now, do we need anything else? We can add a little bit more of the twig, just in the sense that I've got a couple of bits of the twig, but I also don't want it to look busy. If you have something and does it add anything to it? Not really. So if it doesn't add to it, then don't put it in because it just starts to confuse the eye. So there we go. We've got a simple arrangement using some mass materials. We've got a good volume of water so it lasts, and we've just used our structural element in a slightly different way to what we would normally do. So an ideal arrangement for the home. This will last really, really well, and you'll get a lot of enjoyment from this type of design. So if you've never had a go at making a flower arrangement, then just give it a go, because really the joy is in actually putting it together, thinking about what you want to create, what materials you have, and the joy is really the creation of it rather than necessarily what the end result is. So you can really take your time and enjoy the process. If you've not already subscribed, then click here to subscribe. We've got new videos every week and we would love you to join us for our next design. So until then, take care, stay safe, and we hope to see you soon.